Okay, welcome. What a bittersweet day. It is the last class of first year. I know most of you are continuing on, but it's still going to be quite a break before we see you in the classroom again. So it's going to be a fun-filled day and definitely bittersweet. That being said, we do have some announcements. First and foremost, open house is Monday. We have an 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Thank you for those of you who are willing to be guest panelists. If you haven't told us and do want to be, please, you can just private message me right now. But if you invite people to the open house or to Sacred Soul Embodiment 7.0, you do get a $555 commission. This is the last cohort that tuition will be $5,555, starting with 8.0, the one after this, it will go up to $7,777, and that's where it will remain. So this is a great time to get your friends and family in because tuition prices will be increasing. And we did send out an email yesterday with everything you need to share about the school and the open house. Candace, do you have announcements?
Yes. So for those of you continuing onward, you still get access to Solutions and Manifestation Mojo and $97 calls with us. And if you are not continuing and you wish to still be a part of it, Solutions is only $33 a month. We do have bi-weekly Q&A calls where you can jump on, and it is not recorded. So it's very personal, and if you want to ask questions, you have access to us there. But the coaching sessions will be at $250 a session. I think that's it for announcements.
Awesome. I'll do a quick prayer and then we can go into check-ins. God, guardians, guides, thank you so much for bringing this beautiful tribe together this past year, for all the memories we've had, the wounds we've healed, and all of the contracts that we have fulfilled with each other. Thank you for blessing us with relationships that will last a lifetime and a community of support and unconditional love. Please be with each and every one of us as we journey onward from this moment into a new beginning of our lives and all new blessings, miracles, and activations coming through to us. Allow today to be a beautiful moment together as we transition out of year one and on to the next chapters. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen.
All righty, I have 2 minutes on the clock. I'm excited to hear your shares today. Feel free to share about anything you're experiencing, or even, the ending of this class, a new beginning, whatever comes to mind. Who'd like to go first? Go ahead, Michelle.
I want to go first. I know I'm going to cry. So, first of all, everything is really amazing right now. I have to say I've been sitting in a lot of beat up of myself a little bit because of starting the shadow work. I know I needed to do it. I know I'm going to enjoy it, but I feel like it's I've been struggling with the end of this class and then being in that one, and Nikaila's helped me, but I still every once in a while going, oh, I took on too much. And I'm so grateful I took this risk in taking this class, and it actually was so much more than I ever could have even dreamed. And I'm chills and energy flowing. I'm so happy to be a part of all of your lives. I'm so grateful for everything that I gained from each and every one of you, insights and perspective and relationships. And, my intention for the year was to allow abundance. There's more to it, but basically allow abundance in my life. And I believe that I see it already, and I believe that it's just going to keep flowing. And I'm so excited to have these new relationships and these new realizations and this new healing and this, you know, all the beginning, like you said, that's been created out of this. And anyway, so much, and trying to shove it all into 2 minutes. There you go. Bye. I'm done. I'm complete.
Thanks, Michelle. You're such a sweetheart. And, you know, this group was definitely an interesting group. And like I said to you earlier, it's a powerful group, and you guys have moved many mountains in many of your lives. And thank you for sharing your appreciation. Awesome. Who's next?
I'll go. I wanted to share, yesterday was a really screwy day because we thought we lost my dad. And then come to find out, he just stopped to rest. So it brought something up for me that I didn't realize was still there. And I later sat with it, and it brought up when my grandfather took off, and we actually he did get lost, and he laid down in the pasture. But anyways, we found him, and he was already gone. And I'm like, oh gosh, that's not going to happen to my dad. So I had that come up yesterday, and I sat with it, and I got really sad for a little bit, and I just sat with it because, you know, I don't like to get sad because I stayed sad for so long. And then today, I am just grateful that I'm able to come to class, because I messed up and didn't block off my time for the last 3 classes at work. And so I've been on the schedule. And so I had already told Candace, I don't know if I'm going to make it. And so I'm so excited to see everybody's faces here. And I want to thank you all for everything that you have shared with me. I've learned from every single one of you. I've felt your love. I felt when we were down and we were sad, and just everything that we've gone through. And I just so appreciate our group and our accountability partners. And I know there was some that I didn't get to be accountability partners with, but I just want to thank you. Thank you all very much. I'm complete.
Thank you, Deborah. And we will be praying for your father for you. And hopefully everything will be better.
Thanks.
Appreciate you. All right, who's next?
Sure, I'll go. Wow, beautifully said, Deborah and Michelle. Yeah, I think I was even emotional driving up here. Just, I didn't know it was the last class until you mentioned that, Candace, but I was automatically kind of thinking about just what a past year this has been. And I came up to like do a little solo birthday trip in this cute little tiny house in the mountains of New Hampshire. And, you know, I just look at the past year, and even driving through Boston, like I would have had a heart attack, you know, and now I'm like, see ya, fuckers, you know, I don't care. I feel like such a completely new person, and like everything that used to bother me doesn't anymore. And yeah, I had a rough couple days like last week, but I feel like, again, like Deborah said too, I just had to sit with those feelings and allow them to pass through. And now that's over. And I'm just so thankful and happy for this class. I never knew it was going to be like this. You know, the beginning was rough as I was going through it too, but just so much love for everybody in class, and Candace and Nikayla and this little soul family we've created, and really looking forward to year 2. Thank you.
Yay, happy birthday, Adam. Enjoy your birthday week. We love you, and we're so happy you're continuing onwards. All right, who's next?
I can go next. So this week has been really stressful for me at work. It was just beginning of the week. I was stressed out about projects, And by the end of the week, I was just like realizing that why the hell am I making myself stressed out for? And it's not doing any good to my body at all. And finally, I asked Michelle for help and telling her how stressed I am. And I was grateful that she stepped in and take a look at the projects with me and see like what I was actually doing and see from my perspective. And that's really helped me a lot. And I'm feeling a lot better now. And I'm so grateful to take a chance, take my risk during this class and get to know all of you. And I learned so much from this class also. And these lessons I'm going to carry with me with the rest of my life. And I get to practice all of this. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, Tway. Yeah, you have grown leaps and bounds, and I'm so proud of you. You're standing so tall in your power. So awesome. Thank you, hun. Anna, you ready, hun?
All right, so I've been emotional, so I'm probably gonna cry. But I just wanted to say that I'm just so thankful that I decided to take this risk, and yeah, I just learned so much about myself, and just happy for the growth, and just being more aware of myself, and just proud of myself for taking the risk to do this and take the class, and I'm just so very thankful for both of you for you know, allowing me to open up more and just to learn more about myself. It wasn't easy, but I think it was necessary to grow and be a better version of myself. And I'm just thankful to be able to know each and every one of you. And I just hope that we can continue to connect with one another. And yeah, I'm sad that it's the last day, but yeah, I'm just so thankful that I was a part of it.
Thank you, Anna. You have also grown leaps and bounds. I mean, seeing you here in Hawaii and standing tall in your power and really facing a lot of these authority figures and finding yourself has been huge for you. So I'm really proud of you. Thank you for being here.
I can share. I'm driving, so I'm not on video, but I'll be able to come on video soon. But yeah, I also was sort of blindsided by this being the last class. For some reason my calendar was out, but that's okay. One of my big shifts, I guess I would say, this last week or so is really being much more present, and which I know is something I've been working on for probably a better part of the 12-month course, if not longer, but and staying out of anxiety about the future. So however things are going right now is all I can control. And so I'm really, 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 really grateful for this course. I like the best things I've really done in the last 2 years. It was something I didn't think a lot about. I just felt called to do so, to join. And I mean, I can't even believe how different my life looked, how my perspective of life, how I felt was different a whole 12 months ago, back in May 2020. Coming out of a big, deep, codependent relationship, I've just learned so much about myself, about relationships, about everything. And I'm just so grateful for the support along the way, like the whole setup of the course. I just rave about it to everyone I know. And I'm really excited to do next year. I have to thank everyone else for, I mean, whether or not I've developed a relationship with you personally, I've benefited greatly from your presence and your general like beingness in the class and in the course, and especially my partners. I love you all. And again, these are lifelong relationships that I've created here. So I'm just so grateful. I love you all. Thank you, Candace and Kyla. You're both amazing, and I'm out. Thank you.
Thank you, Astra. Yeah, you have just taken the baton and just ran with it all the way. And, you know, you're our highest commission earner. I mean, you've really saw a lot from our course, and we are forever grateful. Thank you. All righty, who's next? I'm gonna cry soon. It's like bubbling over. Holy macaroni. Whew. Charmaine or Debbie, are you available?
I can go. Sorry, I was trying to get my stuff ready. So just going through the motions. You know, my grandfather did pass on Sunday, so we have been dealing with our family stuff and focusing on work, but understanding that I'm able to speak my truth without having a emotion attached to it. I've had multiple conversations with my mom, my aunt, my cousins, and there was a situation on Facebook where a cousin personally attacked me, and I just said, you know, I'm really sorry for the rough year you guys have had, and moved on. I didn't take it personally, and so I think that that's what I've gotten out of it. Plus the relationships, and I mean, there's a lot of positives, but personal growth as well. So, and I'm excited for second year, and I'm excited for a lot of great things to happen. I'm going to miss the ones that we won't have with us. That's all.
Thanks, Charmaine. You are growing too. And even though there's a lot of energy that you're still moving through, I'm just really proud of you for taking the chance on yourself and also being able to continue forward. So excited for you. Thank you. Debbie, I know you shared that you may or may not be available. I'll just ask again. If you would like to share your voice in this space, we would love to hear you. Okay. Oh, she wrote in the comments, aloha everyone, so much love and admiration for you all. Wonder if we can meet again somewhere. In Hawaii? Thank you.
Oh, great check-ins, you guys. These last classes are always so hard because it's just like, even those of you that are continuing on, you know, it's just a whole new transition into the next year and the next level. So it's super exciting. And just remember, like, these connections can last a lifetime if you allow yourself to stay connected. So we want to wrap up class by really solidifying really this idea we have of God and enlightenment, right? And this is the thing about healing, and, you know, the next phase, and what you guys are really going to learn in year 2 is when you do reach enlightenment, right? And you do reach that level of relationship with God's source and also owning your own divinity, you still have to be human, right? You still have to do the dishes and take care of the children and do the things, right? It's just the tools you have and the way you interact with the world and other people and the safety that you feel within yourself and the support that you feel from God is like a fundamental shift in your life, so that there's no going back. Nothing's ever the same, right? But you're still doing some of the same things. And I want to say this because I think that as we step into really fully embodying our healing and this relationship with God, it gives us a level of certainty, and it gives us a level of strength and empowerment. But we also have to remember that even when we get there, it's important to keep it a priority in our lives, because I've seen so many people get to that place and everything feels so amazing. And they have all the tools and they're using them and they get really comfortable there. And so they stop, and themselves and God and that way of living no longer becomes a priority. So as you today explore what God and what enlightenment means to you, I really want you to think of God, enlightenment, and what it means for your future in this human body, and what it means for the tools that you have at your benefit and the ways that you are supported. Because a little bit later on, we're going to be writing letters to or about God to really solidify this in. So I want to start this off with just like a question answer. So everybody tell me in a minute or less how they feel about God. And you can use whatever word you use to describe God. But tell me about your relationship, or maybe even where you're still hung up.
I'll get us started. Before I started doing any of this work, it was God. And even though I know that he is our creator, I never really called him that. And through doing this work, creator and source really was way more aligned with me, because I've never pictured God as a person. I've always pictured God as light and love. And maybe I'll just say light, because quite honestly, even through this class, I now understand that imagery of love. And that is definitely way more how I picture God. I have my little guilts of not going to church and not reading the Bible as much. And yet overall, I feel like I have a way bigger, better, deeper, more pure understanding of who God, source, creator is in my life. So thank you.
Beautiful. Love it. Michelle, I want you to start thinking about your answer to the next question, which is, and what does that relationship with God mean to you? Okay.
Okay.
Who's next?
Sure, I'll go. I think I was just brought up with this, God is fear, the whole Catholic guilt thing. And I knew that wasn't who God was. I just knew it was wrong since the beginning. And God to me is, Mother Earth, the sun, trees, everything. It's a feeling I get. And I've always had that feeling. And, through all the darkness I endured, I knew there was, him behind it, or whatever it is. But no, I feel it all day long. It's everywhere. He's everywhere. It's on the forefront of my mind all day long.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm muted. I would agree with both Adam and Michelle. I too grew up in a Catholic family, and so I would say for me, I still go to church, and so I think that my position with God hasn't changed, but I did grow up with the mentality that to fear Him. But through life, I've always believed He is always ever present with me, and more so even now. And so every day I see miracles, every day I see His presence. And so I think it's not a he or a her or a she or a, I think it's in everything. Just like I think it's Mother Earth and God, I feel like they're all one. So
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
mm-hmm.
Who's next?
I can
I
go.
used to think,
Let's go Trey and then Astra.
I used to think that God is someone that you worship, and like anything that I say is unworthy if I don't plan it carefully, like it's like a ritual or something like that. But now I see him or her as like someone close to me, that I don't have to like perfect my words or like have a certain rituals that I just randomly pray throughout my days, and I just say whatever I want.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. Astra?
For me, it's become, I guess, a figure of light and maybe unity, and source. These are all words I guess I would use to describe my relationship with source, God, light. And I'm learning much greater to be able to trust that sort of, not necessarily someone, but it is all under control, like as in maybe the universe. I guess maybe a better word for my relationship would be connection with universe. And that, yeah, trusting in the connection, knowing that, both sort of light and darkness come out of the one place and that they're all okay. And yeah, yeah, more trust
Beautiful.
in this figure.
Thank you so much, Astra.
I'll go. For me, God was out of loving and out and gave me signs and everything. And now it's more, I see God in all of you, and God is in me, or source, or energy, or Mother Gaia. I mean, we're all one. And so for me, it's God in me and God in each and every one of you. And it's everywhere, and it's love. And it's beautiful.
Thank you, Deborah. Anna, did you want to share?
Yeah, I kind of missed, I got logged off, so I missed what we were
Oh,
supposed to
that's
talk.
okay. We are just talking about what God or source is to us.
Okay. So yeah, I grew up with very strict Catholic parents. So like what Toya said, I felt like, I had to worship God, growing up. But now I do believe that, there is a higher power that I could give my trust in. And I believe that like what Debbie said, that I believe that, God is within us and, within the universe.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And Debbie, I'm not sure if you can share, but if you can, go ahead. I'm going to put the next question in the comments, and we're going to go in the same order. So starting with Michelle. How does your relationship with Source or God empower and or benefit you? I want to know, in your day-to-day life, in your long-term, all of the things. 1 minute. Go ahead, Michelle.
Okay, when you asked me before, the first question that came up is partnership. And just to come together with God in all ways, good, bad, and just to know that there's always someone there, no matter what, no matter who's in my life, no matter who's not in my life, no matter who loves me, no matter who doesn't, just to know that there's always, always, always someone there. And I always have someone who has my back. I always have someone who is there to encourage me and to, this word's always bothered me in the past, but now I truly have embraced it, but who's there to convict me, and really stand up for me in that way. And just that peace and love that I feel surrounded with when I think of my source, my creator. So there we go.
Really beautiful. Thank you so much, Michelle. Adam, go ahead.
Man, how does that empower me? I would say it's a trust or in knowing that I'm taken care of, that if I kind of fully surrender, and we've talked about the flow state too, like being in the flow and just allowing whatever to come, and that my back is always taken care of as long as I'm, you know, I feel like digging deep to figuring out my shit. Like we've all done. So it's there's also a happiness too. Like even with this class, like I never thought I'd be able to afford it, you know, and it's you're getting self-help, and it's gonna happen. You know, I have a session a week with one of you guys, but it's a magic, it's a trust, it's a knowing, it's awesome.
Really beautiful. Thank you so much, Adam. I think we went to Astra next. No, Charmaine next. Sorry. Yep, Charmaine next.
It's the same with me. Knowing I was criticized once because I said I pray on the toilet, pray when I sleep, I pray when I shower, I pray all the time. So I know that is my foundation. So I know somebody has my back. It's God's will, it's thy will, not my will. It's gonna happen. So I just put it out there and I let it be and live in the moment. And that's exactly what it is. I know it is what is. Adam said it better than I did, but yes, somebody has my back and things will work out.
I love that. Thank you so much, Charmaine.
Thank you.
I agree with what everybody has been saying. God is someone that's can be there for me at any time, any days, even if I'm alone. And knowing that everything happened for a reason and Source has a plan for me. That's all.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. That's powerful.
So yeah, sort of similar to what I was saying before. I'm able to have a trust now, kind of like a surrender, like Adam was saying, in that things will work out. Everything is working in my best interests and for my higher service and power. So it empowers me to let go and take less control. I always thought like it was all up to me. I have to do everything for me, but there's this sense that I do my work and then I kind of can hand off some of the responsibility to this greater force.
I love that. That feels so light when you talk about it. Thank you. Yep, Anna, go ahead. Hope you're muted still.
My computer.
There you go.
Okay.
No,
Sorry, my computer is
there
like acting up today. So just like what everyone else said, I think just trusting God is the main thing for me, and also just trusting myself, and just believing that everything will work out for me if I just give all my trust to Him.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Deborah, you want to wrap us up?
For me, I was thinking about the empowerment side, because in this class I was stuck for a while, and now I'm not, because it's empowered me to step forward and take risks and know that if and when I fall, I'm going to be caught, and that things are working out for me how they are intended, and it flows. And I'm so grateful. And like I said earlier, I see signs. I mean, like I see butterflies and I see hearts in the sky and I see just different things. And it's just really amazing.
Powerful. Thank you so much, Deborah. It's been so fun to watch you grow in your different beliefs and faiths. So thank you. So I want everyone to tune in to their God or source. Really feel yourself be completely surrounded, held, consumed by this energy. Feel it hold you, support you. Feel yourself sink into deep love and gratitude for this presence. When you can really cement that feeling in, I want you to take the next 2 minutes and write a love letter to your God or source. We're going to use this moving forward as we transition from this class as a reminder of that constant, unwavering support. Thirty more seconds. All right, let's start wrapping up. Put this letter somewhere safe where you can see it and access it easily. And for me, like, I just love having, I have this also on my phone, but just having something I can pull out in those moments when I forget about that relationship, right? Because it's super easy to remember when we're talking about it or when we're really tuned into it. But sometimes as soon as the doubts or the darkness hit, right, we feel super alone. And this is a really great way to get back to that feeling. So continue. And as you learn and grow more, just remember your relationship with God, source, is your own. It never has to look like anybody else's. It's totally okay to pick and choose what you believe in. You can pick from all sorts of different beliefs and create the exact right thing for yourself. So always remember to give yourself that choice. Thank you, guys.
All right, so I'm going to go into the concept of enlightenment, because alongside God, there's this beautiful process of ourselves lightening our load. We're dispelling darkness and coming into our truth. And because of that, we're awakening to more wisdom, more knowledge of who we are as a species, as humans, as divinity. And because of that, it's like you become aware of so much more things beyond what a lot of other people see sometimes. And that is the awakening and raising of your consciousness, because you're seeing at the same time, the relative mode of what appearances may be, but then you're looking at the ultimate mode, which is what is this, the ultimate truth and true nature of things beyond what it is that you see, right? A flower is not just a flower. There's something more behind it, right? You are just not this human. There's something more behind you. And so we're awakening to ourselves on these deeper levels, and it can be scary because not a lot of people see the way you do. And it's really important to begin to understand that this enlightenment process is a solo journey for you and yourself, right? Because you're gaining your wisdom, you're gaining your truth on this path for yourselves, just like the Buddha did for himself to figure out why suffering was even real, right? We each have our own quest, and that quest is relevant to us. It doesn't matter what anyone else says or does. It's part of who we are. And so we're coming upon this time where we're continuing this quest, whether we're in this class or not, right? And how you're learning is how you're learning, and that's your right, and that's your choices, and that's your truth. And by doing that, you continue to unburden yourselves of ignorance, right? Of not staying in the illusionment of what you thought was real, but actually discovering the truth, right? The truth for yourself. And that's something most people don't do anymore. I mean, we can go into the intellect and study about so many things, but if it's not applied and not really fully understood, we are missing the point, right? And so, you know, with this course, with this class, we gave you a ton of knowledge, we gave you a ton of tools. But the thing is if you don't use them, if you don't experience it for yourself, you're not going to know for yourself what truth is. Like, this has been our path, you know, mine and Nikaila's, things that we've learned, things that we have understood along our own journeys that have helped free us from the suffering that we have caused ourselves. And man, I still got so much more. But, you know, I'm willing, I'm ready, and I'm always wanting to serve, you know, myself, my God, and my community, right? And that's the beautiful thing is, especially, you know, after Buddha reached enlightenment, you know, he was asked to serve. He was asked to share this knowledge and wisdom from a place where people can hear it and understand it. And that's the beauty of this work, is only you and you alone know what you know, and you can pass that information on, you know, if you so choose, because it will help the world. And that is that ending of samsara, which is that wheel of suffering that continues on over and over and over again. And, you know, these wonderful Buddhists, they reincarnate back over again so that then everyone to the end and is enlightened and samsara is finished, right? And that's a choice, right? We can, it's interesting, there's these levels in Buddhism where you can be in this God self, where you're just really enjoying the fruits of your labor, you know, enjoying the riches and the enjoyment of and pleasures of life. And that's also still a level, you know, and a lot of people say that's heaven. You know, we reach heaven, we gain the kingdom, and we are like princes and princesses of God, right? But there's also layers beyond that. And those layers are, you know, helping humanity, helping other wonderful planets, becoming angels or guardian angels. And I believe some of you here are reincarnations of those, you know, because you're continuing to help. And that's our path, that's our quest, and it's our mission. And so when we go into enlightenment and we see beyond, and if we can share those gifts until the ends of time, it's powerful. but it may not just be here on earth, it may be anywhere. So it's just really fascinating because I love all of that when you go beyond, you know, what you think you are, because some of you have been ancient civilizations and lived there before. You have magical powers. You have been a part of something grand and big. And, you know, we go through the sea of forgetfulness so that we can become awakened again. And I'm wondering how this resonates with you, and if you are willing to explore and express some of your ideas about moving beyond the appearance of who you are. And know that this is a safe place to express that, because, you know, if you express this other places, they're like, you must be kind of crazy if you think that that's who you are or that's what you think it is. It's just a way to share and be in communion about what you think else is out there, right? So I'd love to hear your voices. So I'm going to go ahead and put a timer for just a minute so we can talk about that. And who would like to go first? Come on, don't be shy.
Okay, I'll go. Whew. Okay, so I have been looking at Lumeria, and I had a reading with Nikayla, a session with Nikayla, and she sent me a picture of this blue lady with these antenna things coming out. And I'm like, oh my, I saw it and I'm like, that's me. What? Where the heck did that come from? And then I laughed because I was going back through my pictures and I see that I was dressed as a fairy for Halloween, and I had these little tentacle things coming out. And then there was another picture that I had a headband on with more tentacles coming out. So I'm like, was I blue? Am I a Lumerian? Am I have superpowers? And if you told me I was going to think that at the beginning of the class, I would have laughed at you. And Nikayla is probably laughing her ass off right now because she said my alien was going to come out and I didn't believe her, but it just did. So I'm complete.
Yay, thanks for sharing, Deborah. I love it. Beautiful. And I mean, I have a big resonation with Lumeria as well. And I've been reading a series of books on it, and it's powerful. It's like a coming home. Awesome. Michelle, are you wanting to go next?
Yes, I'm sitting there. Go, Deborah, go first. So for me, the whole image, like I said, of God, of light and love. And before I ever started taking any of your classes, I think it's before I even started doing your guys' free classes, Nikayla posted a picture on, I think it was on Soul Evolution. And the minute she posted that picture, I'm like, that's me. That's me. And I like completely embodied that as that is who I am. I was just trying to figure out how to post it in the chat and I can't, but I don't know, I can't switch this around. So I'm going to turn you around. So can you all see that?
Unfortunately, no.
No. Okay, bummer. Anyway, I tried to get it, but oh, anyway. Oh, there's the switch. So you see the colors and the wings and the heart. Anyway, that was like that picture was my inspiration for that painting that I did just there. And that's how I see myself when I say my manifestation of who I am, that I am a courageous, peaceful warrior, inspiring love and trust. That's who I picture. I don't picture this human form right here. And it makes me feel warm, and it makes me feel peaceful and safe and just caressed. And it makes me feel like my energy and my love is rippling out to everyone who sees me. And that's who I want people to see when they see me. I don't want them to see this. I want them to see the image of me. And I'm really discovering that some people are now. It just feels so good.
Michelle, I love it. I definitely see you as that. I mean, your energy is so big and your heart's like warm, so that it totally makes sense. Thank you, love. Who was next?
I can go. So I know this is really funny, but I've always wanted to be a witch. I was always a witch for Halloween, and I've always loved to dance. I was always like a punk rocker too, like a punk rock. So as funny as it sounds, a witch, but in a good way, like like the good witch. So I don't know how that fits into being a Catholic Buddhist good witch, but that's pretty much how you can sum it up. I'm a Catholic good witch who helps people cross over when they are dying. There you go.
Yes, Charmaine, so true. And I love it. I mean, and again, which has been devalued, especially as that word, especially for the whole many years of being persecuted for things like that. But there's a gift and a beauty around it that you're going to definitely discover more and more about in second year. So exciting. You're on the right path.
Yeah. I was actually personally attached to the Salem witch trials. Like I literally was like, felt this like heart, like wrenching pull out of me when we had to go through that in school. So I don't know.
Thank you, love, for sharing. All right, who's next?
Sure, I'll go. Yeah, the warrior thing, I mean, definitely makes sense for me. I mean, if I'm not a warrior, for what I've been through, I don't know what the hell I am. And I love the whole, the witch warlock thing. Sometimes I feel like Gandalf walking through the woods, or the guy in the wizard friend in the Hobbit that has the rabbits for a sleigh. But yeah, I mean, this is what I do this for, is like those little moments of magic, whether it be feeling energy or, feeling like I see or connect with elementals or whatever it is. I know there's so much more than we see.
Thank you, Adam. There is so much more. And I see you like that too. It's like you're just calling in your woods people, and yeah, it's awesome. Thank you for sharing. Who's next?
I'll go. What Adam was saying reminded me that lately I found that when I am really connecting with people, I'm not even seeing them. I'm like seeing their face, seeing what they look like. There's this like deeper feeling, and so I've been very much open to this idea of letting go of the attachment to, personality, image, what we look like, what we're really seeing, and that and what's really beyond that. So as I say, at times I am there when I'm really connecting with people. Truly, I feel like I've passed that barrier of three-dimensional expectations, but I love the feeling, and I really, that's I guess it's a goal to be much more in that place and beyond the physical. I'm worrying less and less about my appearance. And so when I can step out of that judgment and others more and more, I feel like I'll be more and more connected to this universe.
figure.
So juicy. I love it. You're going to see it more and more, especially with second year, when you start seeing the energies around people too. It's really profound. Awesome.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited too. Okay, it just gets me all giddy because second year is, I'm sorry, second year is the bomb. Like, for those of you that don't know, like second year, Nikayla and I are like who we really are. Like first year is awesome, like, and this is the foundational piece, but Nikayla and I really show up in our energy healing skills, in our witchiness, in the shamanness, in the alchemist energy. And for those of you that are going or deciding upon it later, like it's our jam. So really super stoked about it. Okay, who is next?
I see myself as an angel, and I have these big giant white wings, and whenever I need to protect myself, then I would just shield myself with that giant wing. But whenever I feel happy, powerful, confident in my feeling myself, then I just spread those wings out and flapping them. And I remember when I was 3 or 4 years old, I had a dream that I was surrounded by a lot of kids, like different ages, and I called them older brother or older sister. And I remember telling my teacher about it, and she was like thinking that I have a lot of siblings, and she asked my mom, does she have any sibling? And then my mom was like, she's the only child, what she's talking about. But I always have this belief that that was my soul family or in heaven or other angels that were around me.
And how fitting you have that beautiful white light behind you that's just emanating from you. And I mean, when you shared that, it just really brought like shivers into my body. And I know that is actually hard for you to share. I could feel it. Like I feel your flustered energy, but at the same time, you know, thank you for sharing that with us and owning it. So beautiful.
All right, I'll go. So when I'm like my true confident self, I feel like, I'm like a nurturing little fairy. I just really see the beauty in everyone and inside and out. And I know that when I'm connecting with people that like, I just truly care for them and want to like, be there for them and, just spread my light and love to them. And yeah.
Oh my God, I knew it. You're a fairy. And you can see that energy around people, and the beauty is you're very loving, you're very helpful. You tend to loving children all over, and you support them in finding that joy and peace. And you're definitely being of service in the world. Thank you, Anna. See how fun that was to just let it out? It's like, whew, like who are we beyond what we think we see? And we hold that in, right? And yeah, it's scary to share, but hearing everyone's energies, it's like, oh my God, and my heart is like exploding because it's just so much beauty and love, and to really see who you are, and that piece is part of enlightenment because you're letting go of the darkness, of the judgments, the criticisms of what you thought was real, and allowing yourself to really be seen. And whatever you are, whatever you wish to be, I mean, it's all so beautiful. And I'm so excited to hear that. So as we continue on, especially on this pathway and journey, like Nikayla said, and the Buddhist tradition says, before enlightenment, chop wood and carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood and carry water. It's really important to realize, yes, we are our human selves and we are grounding into that experience. And that's why we always say ground, ground, ground. but we can also fly and soar and allow ourselves to embody this divine self. You know, we are 100% human and we are 100% divine. And what that is your choosing, you know, and it will show up more and more as you allow it. And that's the beauty of this enlightenment phase, because you're just lightening your load to be more of who you are, the truth of who you are. Awesome. So here we go. In continuing our journey, we are going to do a small recap about the chakras and the wounds. And Nikayla and I will alternate. So if you want to take first chakra and I'll go into second, and then vice versa, love.
Hey. Okay, so this is great for you, especially if you're moving on to year 2 to start to understand the wounds, and if you're not moving on to year 2 to be able to understand which one you need to review if some of these things come up. Okay, so our first, let's type things in the chat. Let's have a little popsy quizzy. What color represents the first chakra? Your answer should be red. Hooray. Your root chakra, right, is the foundation of our chakra ladder. It goes out through the base of your spine and anchors into the ground. Our first chakra, when it's wounded, shows up as us not being present, as us skitzing or jumping out of our bodies. Who knows the telltale physical signs of being out of your body? Put it in the chat. Physical signs of the schizoid or first chakra wound. Weak body, good. What else? What else? What else? I always yell at you for 2 things. What is it? If you don't know by now. Feet on the ground, head straight, right? Yes, our heads cocked to the side. Our eyes can go blurry, right? And we're just not present, because with the first chakra wound, you're just terrified, right? It's those babies whose souls just like fucking totally didn't know what they were getting themselves into, and had trauma in the womb and came out to all of the blazing lights and noises and just did not feel safe. And ever since has been really trying to figure out how to be safe on earth. So this is all about our relationship with the earth, with our physical body, with being in touch and present with ourselves, and looking at the unhealthy ways we either choose to fill or numb out, right? Like leaving our bodies or choosing unhealthy coping mechanisms so that we don't have to feel the things here on earth. Make sense? Cool.
All right, second chakra, what color is it? And what are some of the telltale signs of a second chakra wounded? Orange, need to please. Yes, yes, yes. What are some of the physical characteristics? I'll give you a hint. Sorry to that, dude. Okay. Anyhow, the beautiful second chakra is our doorway to our nurturance, our sensual and sexual selves, our feelings and our needs. And when we can nurture this part of ourselves, then we can actually fill ourselves and feel like we're just overflowing with goodness, that then we can be of service to everyone around us from a place that's a full cup, right? But when it's not full, we steal from others, we steal energy, we feel abandoned and rejected oftentimes. So it's really important that we learn how to nurture ourselves so that we can not be abandoned by ourselves, right? And that is something so important. And nurturance can look like many ways, from eating healthy, to having great relationships where there's an equal amount of exchange of connection, right? We're not just pulling from others and sharing our own story and just thinking about ourselves. It's this place where we're in cooperation and in connection, right? So it can be really debilitating if you're in the wound because you feel like all is lost, you're not enough. But at the same time, if you fill yourself, remember energetic gas station, I did this the other day and I fell asleep this way, literally, because I was just so depleted. So it's knowing when you have that depletion and filling yourself. Any questions with the second chakra? Awesome.
Okay, so the third chakra is represented by the color yellow. It is above our belly button, under our rib cage, and it is known as the masochistic wound that really just relishes in pain and shame until it decides to be healed. So we have to look out for that retreat cycle, right? The contraction and expansion. And if we're in the yes or no current, and really, really using all of our tools in the root and second chakra, right? Grounding in and nurturing ourselves so that we can keep that consistent fire in the third, right? If you're noticing depleted energy, retreating inwards, saying no to life, and then big bursts of energy, it's really time to tune into that third chakra. If you notice like your energy's prickly and pushing out to people, or if you notice that you're super hyper vigilant and stressed and paranoid and feeling all the feelings, for the third chakra, we pull in our energy, right? We protect our bellies and we set boundaries. So it's important with this one to always go back as soon as you get yourself in contract or retreat, always go back to acceptance and self-care. And then we use our tools to get back in our bodies, back in our own energy, and we can cut those expansion contraction cycles shorter and shorter. Okay, any questions here? Awesome.
The fourth chakra, oftentimes the hardest to open because we build walls around it. Exists right here in the middle of your chest. The color is green. Awesome. In the wounded pattern, it has experienced betrayal, which then filters its life that everything and everything around them betrays them. And so this is where they become a loner wolf, and they fight for a cause, which oftentimes is against something else, something that is not so good. So there is this battle between good and evil, and they feel like they're always on that winning side. So, because if they're bad, they can't be bad. So they always try to make themselves good. But in that, they're lying to themselves because they're keeping themselves from connection and separate themselves from everybody around them. This is where they hold grudges. You know, it's in the heart where we have a lot of that unforgiveness energy. But when we can lay down that energy and surrender and trust, that's when literally God forces come through and purify you on all levels so that then that beautiful heart can shine. So it's really important to understand this is where we also hold our grief energy. This is also where we have those relationship connections. In second year, we do a lot of releasing root cords from people who control and manipulate us, which also happens in this beautiful heart chakra. So we're learning to love again, not only others, but ourselves. And that's the most important piece, because if you can't love yourselves, it's really hard to love others. And if you want love, it's really important that you love yourself first so that you embody that and you can welcome in love from other people.
Yummy heart chakra. So moving up to our fifth chakra, that really bright, beautiful blue. Really the core thing with this wounding is people not understanding or being in touch with their authentic soul self, right? Here we've given into all of society's rules and standards. We've really perfected ourselves for other people and let their judgments and perceptions define who we are. So the fifth chakra has a really hard time actually expressing its authentic self, right? They come off as very knowing and secure and picture perfect, even in their energy field sometimes, right? But underneath all of that is a mess because everything that they are is somebody else's version of them. So when we heal this, we look at, in what ways am I not speaking my truth? In what ways am I living out of alignment with my inner essence, right? Not the part of me that gets along in the world, but that really unique inner calling part. How do I access and become more of that? What needs to strip away and fall away? And it's about really, really being brave enough to write your own story of how you want your life to be. And not only that, but to express it, right? This is where we have to talk and put our ideas and visions and beingness out there for other people. So fifth chakra can be hard until you heal it. And once you do, like, it's beautiful. Your light shines so bright and you have so much power within you. And it's really super magnetizing, right? Because when you, like Candace was talking about with the fourth chakra, can truly love and honor all parts of you, you start to see other people's soul essence too. And with those kind of authentic love relationships, it's connections that are like totally out of this world. So if you notice yourself people pleasing, if you notice yourself, feeling like something is off, or maybe some of the things you do on a daily basis aren't completely in alignment with your truth or your calling, it's time to just really tune back inward, right? Sink in all the way through the chakras, grounding in, feeling into your feelings, your individuality, your connections, and figuring out what all of that means to you as an individual and being able to express that. Make sense? Yay.
Ding. This expansion of ideas and dreams and visions, being able to like just see beyond what we see, right? And oftentimes this trauma can happen because we've experienced much trauma. And so we escape into that astral world and seek haven under loving angel wings. And yet we don't allow ourselves to ground into the reality and claim ourselves here on earth. So oftentimes this can be stopped, this whole ability to see from our third eye, because it can be scary, especially what society has put into our minds about expanding our sights on what else is out there. Like there's been so much fear around that, so that this becomes dimmed and darkened, and then we aren't able to see. And then we have all the wonderful, crazy entities that float around us that try to steal our sight and understand how powerful we are. So it's really important to understand that we can have psychosis with this, especially if you've experienced so much trauma. So really having a guide to work you through that is really beneficial. And that way you can really open that third eye with connection to yourself and seeing from a place that's relevant for you rather than grasping onto everything that might be out there. And then I'm going to combine it with the seventh chakra, because here we also have that God trauma of not connecting, where atheist energy can exist as well as unconsciousness, and we're unwilling to go there, but those are the people that need it the most, right? Because they've separated themselves from all that really is, and hiding themselves from what's possible. And so they utilize their intellect as the higher knowing, which again, if we think about our intellect, it only knows what it's learned or seen, or what other people has told them, which we've learned that can be false, right? So this is where we can raise our consciousness and see beyond and know the truth of all that is and be connected on such higher levels. Awesome. So do all those sound familiar to you? And if not, you now have a beautiful membership site that we created for you. You can go back anytime to rewatch. All the homework is still in there for you to look upon. We also wanted to let you know that we will be archiving the Facebook group after 3 months, so that if there's anything in there that you'd like to review or see, please by all means, or connect with each other there. But then the group will be archived after 3 months. The membership site will be available to you forever. That's yours. What else was there? Oh, you will be getting wonderful certificates of completion, because this has been a long journey and a long endeavor that you committed yourselves to. And this school is accredited by the International Energetic Healers Association. So you all have access to that.
Awesome. I'm so excited for you guys. And just remember, like, this first year is called Sacred Soul Embodiment, because we want you to take these tools and really integrate them into your life. And what you have with the chakra system is everything you need, right? Anything that you have going on in your life can come back to the chakras. And with this information, you can go into that chakra and work through it. So congratulate yourself, allow yourself to celebrate. I don't think a lot of people realize, like, only 5% of the world's population chooses to do these personal growth things, right? And you guys just did a whole fucking year of it, and 80% of you are signed up for a year 2 of it. So congratulate yourself, hug yourself, and make sure that, like, you own what a huge day and endeavor this is.
Yeah. So we'd like to end with a closing prayer. So if you guys can just, put your hands out and just connect to each other. Just visualize each one of us in this group, even those that are not here. Keisha, Verjay, Courtney, Deborah, Debbie. I'm missing a couple people. 1 second. Bria. And that's it. Just envision everyone here, and I'll just call out the names of those that are here: Michelle, Anna, Astra, Charmaine, Adam, and Toy. All these beautiful souls that you've come together with, a family, tribe, a lesson on earth, a lesson in many lifetimes. Thank you for each of your presence, for showing up truly as you are, with all your emotions, all your fears, all your doubts, but also all your joy, your peace, your wisdom, your life lessons. May you all be blessed and protected always, and find the abundance that exists around us, that's always willing to give to you in so many ways. Receive it, mind, body, spirit, and emotion, and know you are blessed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nikayla, if you want to finish it up.
Please put a special hedge of protection around each and every one of us as we move forward today. Allow us to celebrate and be joyous in this amazing occasion where we all showed up for ourselves, our healing, and for the healing of our family, both generations forward and past. Let us feel this knowing within our heart of all the beautiful things that we've acknowledged and completed in this last year together. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen.
Thank you so much, everybody. It's so amazing.
Really, it's amazing. I'm so excited for all of you guys.
Awesome. If you wish to unmute and say goodbye, feel free to do so.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Love you all.
Bye.
Thank
Love
you
you
so
guys.
much. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.